Have you ever wondered what would happen if the English class system were put to the ultimate test?
There you are, I told you. Simple.
Yes, sir. When you know how.
Stripped of its traditions, status and tea times, and left to fend for itself on a deserted island.
By my suggestion, my lord.
Yeah?
No work, no dinner.
Welcome to the Admirable Crichton, a 1957 British film that flips the social ladder on its head and asks a question still relevant today: who really deserves to lead?
Surely you don't object to meeting me as man to man? Haven't I always treated you as a human being?
Most certainly not, my lord.
Directed by Lewis Gilbert, yes, the same director who would later helm Alfie in a few Bond films, The Admirable Crichton is based on the 1902 play by J.M. Barrie, who also gave us Peter Pan.
I apologise for that boy's behaviour, Mr. Crichton.
You look pale, Mrs. Perkins.
Do you wonder?
But don't let the source fool you. This isn't a children's story. It's part comedy, part satire, and part survival adventure, laced with just enough romantic tension to keep things interesting.
Thank you.
It's all right, my lady. You're learning quickly.
But YouTube friendly. Let's set the scene.
T. Crichton.
No. Allow me, my lady.
It's 1905, Edwardian England.
Good morning, Crichton.
Good morning, my lady. His lordship is waiting.
Thank you, Crichton.
The class divide is so wide you could sail a steam yacht through it, and that's exactly what they do.
You, Sir Crichton?
Liza, what are you doing here? You know very well this deck is out of bounds.
Kenneth More stars as William Kryton, the ever-efficient butler to the eccentric Earl of Loam, played with blustery dignity by Cecil Parker.
Liberty, equality, fraternity, all for one and one for all, Crichton.
That was the French, my lord.
The Earl, a progressive in theory, insists that social barriers are artificial.
At 4 o'clock this afternoon, you will all be in the drawing room. We shall entertain the staff to tea.
He makes his daughters and household staff sit together for afternoon tea as equals. A noble idea in theory, but thoroughly awkward in practice.
It's too much.
It didn't seem too much when you were entertaining Fisher.
The Dowager Countess of Brocklehurst, played by the formidable Martita Hunt, crashes the party and makes her disapproval very clear.
You hobnob with servants. You introduce me to a footman. Is it any wonder that your daughter lands in jail?
Even Kryton, the loyal servant, finds the situation absurd. Cue scandal. Lady Catherine, one of the Earl's daughters, gets herself arrested at a suffragette protest.
A suffragette. My daughter, arrested as a suffragette.
In need of a discreet getaway, the Earl takes his family, and Kryton, of course, on a trip aboard his luxury yacht, Bluebell.
And might I suggest further, my lord, 2 young gentlemen be asked to accompany you?
Young woolly, that parson fella.
Indeed.
But fate and engine trouble intervene.
Fine time of night to be shipwrecked.
Hurry, my lord!
The yacht explodes during a storm, and the cast is scattered. Here's where the film truly kicks off.
What in heaven's name were you doing in the water?
In any case, you shall be in the staff boat, not with us.
Kryton and the underappreciated scullery maid Eliza, affectionately known as Tweenie, and played with great charm by Diane Cilento, find themselves on a lifeboat bound for an uninhabited island,
Well, what do you see?
Palm trees, my lord!
along with the aristocratic family, a reverend and a pompous would-be author.
Mr. Crichton? It is safe here, ain't it?
Stripped of their titles, estates and servants, the upper crust is completely out of their depth. The Earl can't start a fire.
I said no, my lord.
Oh, did you? Well, you could take a month's wages in Europe, notice.
The daughters don't know a fish from a fern.
No fire, no shelter, and coconut.
And Kryton becomes a hero.
Liza, 1 pork chop between 2.
Yes, Mr. Crichton.
One of the most memorable scenes, Kryton dives into shark-infested waters to salvage supplies from the wrecked yacht.
Oh, Crichton.
It's an early display of quiet bravery that marks his transformation.
I put a new shell in your razor.
Good, thank you.
From butler to leader, from servant to the gov.
Now, the way that sand gets under the governor's bed.
Poor Daddy.
As time passes, Kryton earns the group's respect, not just by building shelter and hunting for food,
Suggesting we're slacking? I'm not suggesting it. I'm telling you you are.
but by leading with calm authority. Eventually, the social structure inverts completely. 2 years on, Kryton is in charge.
I'm breakfast orderly this morning.
Why, you should have been there to cook it.
Well, anyway, I'm serving it.
The once arrogant aristocrats now wait on him. Even the Earl serves dinner.
I shall be interested to hear what you think about that.
What is it? I like that. That's good.
Thanks, Governor.
It's not humiliation, it's harmony. Everyone's happier and more capable.
What's all this?
Happy second anniversary, Gov.
Ah.
There's also a love triangle, or is it a square, brewing. Lady Mary, the Earl's eldest daughter, played by Sally Ann Howes, and Tweenie have fallen for Kryton.
What about Tweenie?
That was a long time ago.
I wanted to be heard.
So have 3 of the island's other male castaways, though they're all infatuated with Tweenie.
I do love you so very much, Tweenie.
I've forgotten the Tweenie. Are you asking me to walk out with you?
The film handles these romantic entanglements with restraint, and while there are hints of deeper emotion, it's more about longing and unspoken choices than anything explicit. Perfect for the era, and safe for YouTube.
You've broken my heart, Gov, but I hope you'll be very happy.
Just as Kryton and Mary are about to tie the knot in a tender beach ceremony, the impossible happens.
A ship! A ship!
A ship appears, civilization comes calling.
Gov. Oh, Gov, why did you do it?
And just like that, reality crashes in.
You must go down to the beach, Mary.
But Gov!
Go along, please.
In one of the film's most poignant moments, Kryton dons his butler's uniform to greet the rescue party.
Gov,
My lady.
The Gov is gone. The servant is back. It's heartbreaking and brilliant. The class divide reasserts itself, but not without discomfort. You can see it in the eyes of the other characters.
All those people's lives in your hands.
Oh, great responsibility.
Back in London, things get even murkier. Wooly, the pompous twit played with comic flair by Gerald Harper, writes a book glorifying himself as the island's saviour.
Ernest, congratulations. I read it last night. I couldn't put it down.
neither could I.
Lady Brocklehurst suspects foul play and interrogates each of the castaways.
There are certain suspicions I wish to allay before the announcement of George's engagement.
But Kryton, with his unshakable dignity, tells just enough of the truth to protect everyone while preserving decorum.
Are you all equal on the island?
I can safely say there was as little equality there as elsewhere.
In the end, Kryton resigns. The Earl offers him money to start a business, but Kryton, ever self-reliant, shows him a bag of pearls salvaged from the island.
A certain amount of capital. Daddy.
He doesn't need charity. He's earned everything. Lady Mary begs him to return to the island with her, to reclaim the life they had.
I can still hear the sound of the surf. See the curve of the bay.
One can't recapture a dream.
But Kryton refuses. We can't fight civilization, he says. And with that, he walks away, but not alone.
In a moment, my lord. I'm expecting a lady to join me.
Tweenie, the loyal maid who stood by him from the beginning,
Congratulations.
Jolly lucky man. What a surprise. Marvelous. Well, where's the offer?
offers to go with him, and this time he accepts.
After you, Eliza.
Thank you.
Now, let's talk a bit about the production. The island scenes were filmed on location in Bermuda, giving the film a lush, tropical authenticity rarely seen in British cinema at the time.
Where did you die from?
Up there.
The contrast between the polished interiors of Loam Hall and the sun-drenched beaches is stunning,
Plans afoot for Lord Loam's eldest girl to have married my son. Now she's at the bottom of the sea.
and it serves the narrative perfectly.
Well, you're not to do it again.
Is that an order?
No.
At the box office, the Admirable Crichton was a solid success in the UK.
That all you want?
What else should we want?
It didn't break records, but it performed well, especially among audiences who appreciated its blend of wit, social commentary, and gentle romance.
Let's go back then.
To the island?
Yes.
Critics praised Kenneth More for his layered performance, a man of principle navigating an unprincipled world.
To me, the most beautiful thing in the world is the haughty, aristocratic English home with everyone kept in his place.
Cecil Parker brought just the right mix of pomposity and vulnerability to the Earl,
2 years ago today. My goodness. You've worked miracles, Gov.
while Diane Cilento's Tweenie charmed audiences with her sincerity and subtle strength.
If he goes, I'm going too.
Don't be stupid, girl.
Stay here, Eliza.
What, with this lot? Not blooming likely.
Sally Ann Howes was also noted for her elegant portrayal of Lady Mary, torn between duty and love.
I'll fight with you.
We'd end up by fighting each other.
The film remains one of Lewis Gilbert's most underappreciated gems, overshadowed by his later, flashier projects, but no less accomplished. It's a story about identity, power, and adaptation, about who we really are when the titles are stripped away. So why does the Admirable Crichton still matter? Because even now, over a century after Barrie wrote the original play, the questions it raises remain uncomfortable. Who deserves to lead? Who decides what makes a person valuable? And how often do we choose comfort over courage?
I'm afraid I've wakened you a bit early this morning, Gov. You ready for your bath?
Yes, right away.
If you haven't seen this film, I highly recommend seeking it out. It's charming, funny, and thought-provoking, with just enough edge to leave you thinking long after the credits roll. And if you have seen it, what did you make of Kryton's final choice? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with someone who loves classic British cinema. And remember, sometimes the most admirable people are the ones we overlook. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.
I thought you were a fighter.
On the island, I had tangible things to fight. Here, there's only civilization.